Hello, y'all. Welcome back to another Degrassi Season 14 review. We're going to be reviewing episode 10 called Hero vs. Villain. Let's get into this shit. I do not care about Claire's pregnancy storyline. So, to sum it up in one word, or to sum it up in one fucking sentence, Claire didn't know who her baby daddy was. 0 point blank. She didn't know who her baby daddy was. And Claire not knowing who her baby daddy was is just trashy, it's classless, it's disgusting. It's like, girl, come on now. How you not knowing who you bumping and grinding with? Come on now. Come on. Like, be so fucking for real. They dragged Drew in this storyline for damn near no reason at all. He did not need to be in this storyline. There could have been anything else Drew could have been doing in this season other than being dragged in Claire, Eli shit, or being dragged in a relationship with Becky that nobody really wanted him to be with to begin with. So, some heated. I'm mad as fuck that they even dragged this storyline to this point. To the point where, why the fuck is Allie even mad that Dallas said something to Drew? You said something to him. The fuck? Why are you even telling your best friend's business anyway? Your nigga is not her friend. And as far as I'm concerned, she didn't ask you to ask your nigga for advice on her situation. Like, Allie, she just annoying as fuck. Like, come on now. You didn't have to tell him shit. Nothing. Zero. The fuck? Like, oh my god. And the way Drew dogged this bitch, like, read her down, that shit will forever be iconic. Forever. Y'all hear me? It will forever be iconic. When he told this bitch, what type of game is this? You didn't even know who the father of your own kid was. On the guys, I always crack up because I think that shit is just hilarious. They dragged this storyline to where Claire didn't even know who her baby daddy was. Now, why not do something where... See, Degrassi wasn't even thinking. Why not do something where Claire knew that the baby was Eli's? Why not do something that shows that, you know, when Eli came to town, when him and Claire planned to talk to each other, they didn't really speak. It just led to sex. Then you could have did how many, whatever, weeks away where then she went to New York to talk to Eli or whatever. She went there for a Colombian interview and her and Eli talked at the end of season 13 when he told Claire he wanted to be with her and they actually do have a conversation. At least at the end of the season, it would make sense for her to be pregnant because now we know as the audience that, yes, Eli very much was the last person she fucked. It wasn't Drew. Because when Eli came to town, they were supposed to have a conversation. Things led to another. They didn't really get a chance to actually communicate. Now, that would have made sense. And you could have did something where, you know, Claire didn't want to tell Eli it was his child for whatever reasons, because I'm trying to think of a reason. I'm going to just go with she didn't know who the baby father was. Like, she didn't know who it was. Or I would just go with something that she lied and said it was Drew's child because she wanted payback for him dropping her. I would have done something like that. Make her evil conniving bitch to walk around and have this nigga do all this stuff for this child that's not even his, even though she knows it's Eli's baby. I would have done something like that. Like, make it drama. Like, the storyline is not even drama filled. It's just stupid and dumb as fuck. But whatever, I'm done talking about this shit. So yeah, Claire find out Eli's her baby daddy because she didn't know who her baby daddy was. She out here being a little tramp and not knowing who her daddy is and bumping and grinding with other niggas. Motherfucking classless ass bitch. But I'm done talking about this storyline. I'm done talking about that hoe. Another thing that happened in this episode is that, you know, Mrs. Simpson wants to get down on who the fuck is behind the oof chatting. Zoe said she wants to speak at the assembly. She thought it was Hunter behind the blackmailing. He told her that it was never him, and he just said that so they would not expose his comic book of violence. Zoe went to the girls in the cheer team and said that she thinks the blackmailer is Frankie, and she's going to manipulate Frankie into joining back on the team so she could put all the blame on her. Zoe went up to Frankie and asked her, does she want to be back on the team because Lola broke her ankle? First of all, when I say this thing pissed me off so bad, it's because Frankie, this bitch literally told you a couple episodes prior that either you needed to oof chat or get your ass off the squad. So why the fuck did Frankie not think it was a little weird or odd that out of fuck ass nowhere she's coming up to you saying, hey, do you want to join back the squad? You know, do you want to be back on the Panthers? Why did Frankie think I was like, Frankie is just so fucking clueless? Because I would have never just trusted that bitch at all. Like, why do all these hoes who have beef with Zoe, why the fuck they trust her so easily? It's dumb. Maya did it. Frankie did it. No, bitch, I don't want to be on the squad. Because last time me and you had a chat, you told me I either had to show my titties or I had to be off the squad. Bitch, I chose to be off the squad. Period, point blank. So, Frankie fell right into Zoe's trap. Zoe took a picture of Frankie when she was topless and said that if she is behind the blackmailing, she would show the whole school this and make her, she would blackmail her into saying she started the oof chatting, that she is behind it. And Frankie said whatever Zoe and the squad think that she's doing, or whatever it is that she thinks that she might have done, she's not behind it, and said she would never do that to them. Zoe told her to get the hell out of here so she could prepare for her speech at the assembly. And Frankie had told her that, heroic, you're a fucking villain and you deserve the absolute worst to happen to you. Zoe was becoming a fucking bully and she was like becoming a tyrant pretty much. And all the girls on the squad let her do this shit. All of them. And if anything, that shit pisses me off even more because I think that shit pisses me off is because Shay and Lola are her best fucking friends, right? So, if they're her motherfucking friends, how can you even sit there on a squad with a bitch who is just willingly to just disrespect your best friend? Like, it been up and it's stuck. Like, I'm not saying, like, I'm just, it's just a loyalty thing, honestly. Like, it's just a loyalty thing. If me and my sister was on the cheer team and they talking about we gotta oop chat our boobs, and my sister says she ain't doing it, and I don't walk off the team, if I don't walk off with her, then I just like that's just disloyalty, because if there ain't nothing in this world I'm doing if my sister ain't gonna do it, period. If my sister ain't robbing no bank, I ain't robbing no bank. Nothing that's against my moral grain or who the fuck I am as a human being, you would never make me go against who I am as a person and my moral code, bitch. Those who don't stand for nothing stand for everything, period. I don't give a fuck. Niggas who don't stand for nothing, you stand for everything. So therefore, you're nothing to me. You're nothing. You're a fly on the wall. You ain't shit. I understand Zoe was a bully, so that made the girls feel like they couldn't really speak up, but that's bullshit. You have a choice. I'm so tired of people feeling like they don't have options. They didn't have to be on that squad and sell their titties. Even though they are victims because Zoe forced them to do it, at the end of the day, it's hard to explain because the show don't write the girls on the squad that Zoe basically manipulated into selling nudes. The show don't write them as victims. They write them as just as bad as Zoe because they're displaying child pornography, which is true. They are. They are displaying child pornography even if it is for money. Zoe was the ringleader behind it all. She forced the girls to sell nudes to strangers that they did not know. Correct. But I feel like at the same time, the girls in the squad didn't have to stay if they feel like if they feel like that's not what they would do. They didn't have to stay on the squad, in my opinion. When Frankie said that there's other ways they can do to make money, they all didn't want to go with her idea. They wanted to go with Zoe's idea. None of them bitches had a mind of their own, period. After the day, none of the bitches had a mind of their own, and then they try to make it seem like it was just all Zoe's fault, even though they was the ones who sent nudes. I don't know if Zoe ever sent nudes. I think she was just the ringleader of it all. I don't know if she ever sent a nude. They never really said it, and whenever I would see, like whenever I watched the episodes, it didn't look like she was sending nudes. It just like she was just the ringleader behind it all. So it's just like a complicated situation for real, because I see the girls on the squad as victims because they were forced to do something what the fuck am I trying to say? Like, I can't talk. Ugh. I see the girls on the squad as victims because they were forced to do something by someone to either be accepted or liked. But at the same time, the bitches could have said no. In my opinion, they could have said no. That's just how I feel. I feel like they could have said no. Like I said, if me and my sister was on a cheer team, these bitches saying, oh, we got to start prostituting our pussies for cash and da-da-da-da, best believe I'm off that motherfucking team. I don't give a fuck. Bitch, y'all have a good time getting the regionals. Y'all have a good time winning competitions. You got me fucked up if you think I'm about to sell my ass for cash. Nothing against any woman who does that for a living. I understand niggas gotta do what they gotta do to hustle. But at the end of the day, that's just not who I am. I'm not the type of bitch. I'm not the type of woman. That's just not how I carry myself. I have morals. I have self-respect for myself. Not saying if you're a woman who does that stuff. Listen, it's different. I think a woman who does it to make money, if they have children, if they need to pay bills and put food in the fridge for their child, I understand why they do it. I don't judge anybody in this world who do what they got to do to make money, even if it is something that's against their moral code. But at the end of the day, if you know it ain't nothing you would ever do just because someone wants you to like them or you want to be liked, you don't have to do it. It's a different situation. Like when you're doing it for survival than just doing it because you want to be liked by someone. It's completely two different situations is what I'm trying to explain. But I'm done talking about this. Anywho, Zoe, after assembly, give this whack-ass speech, talk about that. I don't even know what the fuck this bitch talking about. It was fake as fuck, that's what it was. Automatically, everybody in the assembly get a fucking text on their phone by that black mother saying Zoe is behind Degrassi news, and it's like photos. It's a photo of her, Lola, and Shay, all like on a wall, and he like photoshopped like naked boobs on them. Mr. Simpson told her to bring that ass to his office so they can have a conversation. Bring that ass here, girl. So the biggest thing I do want to talk about in this episode is the whole Miles and Tristan thing. I love the whole Miles and Tristan thing in this episode to the T, because it never made sense to me why anybody in the fucking Degrassi world likes these two so much. I just don't get it. And one of the things I found really fucked up in this episode, and I think I say it every time now when I watch this season, is that I'm very fucking confused on why Tristan is the one setting up grand gestures and apologizing to Miles when Miles been treating him like garbage since the moment they got together. Treating him like trash, treating him like scum, treating him like he gum on the floor. Like, what's up? Like, just torturing him. Like, I don't get it. I understand if Tristan felt like he betrayed Miles, so that is why he's like doing everything with the grand gestures. Because, Miles did say that, he felt, betrayed, that Tristan went to all of them about his weed problem instead of just talking to him. Okay, I get that. But at the end of the day, it don't take over what Miles really said to this nigga in front of everyone. It ain't just like Miles and Tristan had a private conversation. Miles completely, verbally belittled him in front of everyone and said that you're desperate for love. You will allow me to treat you like trash and garbage if it just means that you get to be loved. And Tristan is walking into school with 2 coffees talking about it's time to kiss and make up. What? What the fuck? The tables have turned. Like, every time I look at that shit, the shit just, it's blasphemy. I feel like I'm being hoodwinked, because nothing in this world will ever make me feel like I should have to go out of my way to try to win someone back who disrespected me. Now, for the longest time, I could see where Tristan is coming from, but I feel like now I'm just over it. Like, on some personal shit, I'm really over it. I have really let, my exes or whoever it is that I still got love for, overstep their boundaries with me because I love them. I'm not doing that shit no more. Like I said, I'm not going hard for nobody. I'm not going out of my way for no one who don't do the same shit for me. I'm not. It's just to the point where I'm done explaining myself. I'm done talking about how much you hurt me, how much I feel disrespected and feel unloved by someone. If you do something that I would not do for you, you're just getting the fuck out of my life, period. I'm not going to tell you I don't fuck with you. You're going to know. You're going to feel it, bitch. You're going to feel like a spiritual connection. You're going to feel like I just hit you, bitch. I'm talking about when I touch your spirit, bitch, you're going to feel like I'm Dr. Strange, bitch. That's how I'm feeling. You're going to feel like your inner body. You're going to feel like your soul and left your inner body. Like an inner body experience, bitch. You're going to feel it like I'm Dr. Strange, ho. You're going to feel it. That's whoever I deleted out of my phone, because I ain't going to say who, But they gonna know that they no longer in my phone when they try to reach me, and then when they text me, I'm like, who the fuck is this? They gonna know I don't fuck with them no more. It's just I'm just cleaning the house, like I'm over it. I feel like everybody has that fucking breaking point where enough is enough, and I feel like I just reached it recently to where it's like I'm done talking, I'm done going back and forth, I'm done explaining about why I feel this way, how you make me feel this way. I shouldn't have to keep saying it. If I say it over and over again and you continue to do the shit, then I'm done with you, done talking. Bitch, I don't care for you no more. Get out of my motherfucking face, get out of my life, bye, deuces, it's over. Period. I feel like that's the type of mindset Tristan should have had with Miles. Period. That's what I'm trying to get to. Sorry. I feel like that's the type of mindset Tristan should have had with Miles. I feel like when Miles did what he did and all the shit he kept doing, I feel like Tristan should have dropped him. I understand that it takes time for some people to get to that mindset, but it's quicker for others to adapt. Because I feel like I understand if you love someone, but at what cost? Does the good outweigh the bad, or does the bad outweigh the good? Because I feel like I understand a relationship is going to have its ups and downs, but there should be a limit to how much you could take. Love is not love if the person you love feel like it's just okay to hurt you, mistreat you, and then get away with it by saying, I'm sorry, and I would never do it again. If they have a history of always saying that and then repeating it, then what the fuck are you still there for? Because now at this point, I look at you like, what? Because we live in this world today where everybody feel like, oh, let's blame the motherfucker who treat the other person wrong. Yeah, let's do it. But then now I gotta ask the motherfucker who still stay, why the fuck are you still there if they treat you like trash? And then you come here, talk to me about the same shit this nigga has been doing over and over again. Do you think I still want to hear that shit? I understand I'm your friend. I understand I'm your ride or die. But I feel like as your friend, I should be the one that keep it real with you more than anyone. Sorry if I'm exhausted and no longer interested in all your bullshit that your nigga continues to put you through when I keep telling you to leave him. I understand it's easier than done. Like, oh, it's easy for you to say leave this nigga and then for you not to do it. I understand if you love someone, but it has to be a point where it's just done, like where it's just enough, like a time bomb, like tick 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 tick, like a grenade, bitch, like or a fucking, I don't even know, like it should be something. And I just feel like with Tristan, for him to just be walking around doing all this shit for Miles when Miles was the one who dogged him, I think this shit is just crazy to me. Like, it's really fucking crazy. Like, I was so shocked. Like, I was just, wow. I was speechless because I just felt like, wow, really? That's crazy. That's insane. And, you know, when Winston told Tristan that it's done for you to be going out your way for someone who don't want to be with you, Winston literally, it's crazy that Winston is saying that shit because now I'm just not understanding what he's saying. If somebody wants to be with you, they will motherfucking be with you. They will try to make it work just as much as you do. But if they show you they're not trying to do that, they're not interested, why the fuck are you still trying? I'm just not understanding what Winston is saying because there has been times and situations where I have forced, like literally forced, begged, pleaded, everything, which is something I have never done. But because I love that person so much, I try to let them see every option why we should be together. But whenever they would say no or they just don't, I still beg. But now it just got to a point where it's like, I'm not doing that shit anymore. I shouldn't have to. I shouldn't have to beg. I shouldn't have to plead. I shouldn't have to do any of that shit. If you actually want to be with me, make me fucking know it. Prioritize me. I shouldn't have to be going all the way out like Infinity and Beyond when you're not doing the same for me. Why am I going hard for someone who ain't going hard for me? Period. That's what Winston was basically trying to tell Tristan. Like, it's dumb for you to be going hard for someone who don't even really want to be with you for real, for real. Why are you even doing all this shit? You just look dumb and stupid. So, you know, Winston had to drop some knowledge on that nigga Tristan. And then Tristan said that when he had the whole date set up for Miles, he felt like his head was somewhere else. He felt like they weren't even, like, in tune with each other. And when Winston and Tristan was talking the hard way, they see Miles looking at Lola smiling. I mean, Lola. They see Miles looking at Maya smiling and shit like he in love. And then at the end of the episode, you know, Tristan just confronts Miles and tell him that, you know, he found it funny that he ain't alone. And Miles said, what's that supposed to mean? Tristan like, what the fuck did he say? He said something about Miles having feelings for Maya. And Miles said, is it because he gave Maya a ride? Tristan said no, because it's the way you stare at her in the hallway. And he said, tell me, do you still have feelings for Lola? Why the fuck I keep saying Lola? I think that's the reason I keep saying Lola is because later on down the road he do end up fucking with her. But Tristan asked Miles, do he have feelings for Maya? Miles didn't say anything, and he was just like deer in the headlights. The Tristan, this Tristan, the shit that Tristan said, I wish he still would have had that motherfucking mindset later on the show. When he told Miles, basically, you ain't shit, and that, you gonna be all by yourself because you treat people like garbage and trash, and told a nigga deuces and peace, I wish that was the mindset Tristan still had later on the show. Because he didn't. Because he still let that nigga Miles get away with anything. It's like, that mindset you had in the hallway, where's that mindset at? Leave a nigga where they at. I'ma say this, and then I'm out of here. When somebody show you who they are, motherfucking believe it. Believe it. Before you get caught up in the glamours and the words and this and that, look at their actions. Actually get to learn the person you are trying to be with. Learn them. Learn them. Observe their behavior so you can see if their actions actually match up with their words. Because nowadays, niggas overpromise and overkeep. They overpromise and all this shit, and they don't keep any of them. They overpromise and they never deliver. So if a motherfucker show you once who they are, fucking believe it. Don't say, oh no, that's not who they are. Oh no, this. No. If they show you who they are, I'm telling you, fucking believe it. Because I just had to learn that shit. Because for the longest time, I used to be like, ain't no way a motherfucker would ever do that to me. But it's funny like that. Life is funny like that. So I just had to drop some knowledge on some shit, because I look at this episode completely different now with the Miles and Tristan relationship, everything. But as always, it is nice talking to y'all. Like I said, this is episode 10, Hero versus Villain. See you guys in the next review.